Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to What Women Want with Judy Goss and Kristen West, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to What Women Want Talk Radio. Thank you for joining us for our show tonight. We don't listen to the word never. No, we don't. Never, ever. And I'm here with my co-host, Kristen West.
Hello.
Do you ever listen to the word never?
I can think of only a few times. Never touch a hot pot. Never
say never.
Yeah, I mean, that would be one of the few.
That's right. Well, this is our last show during International Women's History Month. And our guests tonight have made history in their own way, proving that they can do what experts and actually doctors told them is the impossible. Now, the thing I like about What Women Want Talk Radio is that we extract from our guests perspectives that you may not think of, like how you can turn a, quote, you will never be able to. And, with the resurgence of the 21st century women's movement and everything that's going on these days, it's just so apropos to figure out how we can move around people telling us what can't be done, how we can twist that perspective.
It's so true. I think many people have self-limiting beliefs that they can't do something that they really want to do that's very deep in their heart, or they can't do something because it's never been done before. They don't think that they're enough to tackle the challenges that they want. And I'm so happy that we have Aurea McGarry and Donna Russo on tonight to really help us to see beyond that limiting perspective. They both got fascinating stories. I'm so happy they're coming on to share them.
Yeah, that's really well said, because you're right. People, sometimes when somebody tells us you won't ever be able to do that. I mean, whether it's a parent or a teacher or someone along the way about your career or kids, it can be completely deflating. And it can really take on a life of its own. And these ladies didn't let that happen. So I'm very excited to hear about, their reaction when they were told they will never be able to sing, they will never be able to dance again, that type of thing, and what they did to turn that around. Now, What Women Want has reached over 1 million downloads since we first hit the airwaves. And between latalkradio.com's archives, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube, we're all over the place. Oh, social media too, of course. You can find us everywhere. So we're actively taking sponsors for our show for the next few months, and we're booked up through April. So get your date quick, as there are limited spots for the current package rates, and it's more affordable than you would think. Email us for a complete deck through our website, whatwomenwantradio.com. Now, my background comes from the high fashion modeling business. I was with Ford New York and for years, and after that I was a magazine editor. And then that led to me hosting and reporting regularly for Better TV, City Buzz, and all the TV networks across the country, both regional and national. I'm also a regular contributor on NBC and Fox, and I founded the company What Women Want Networking 7 years ago. And it goes alongside with the show, obviously, What Women Want. We're nationwide with several regional chapters and hosting our second National Women's Conference, October 19th through 21 at the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also a St. Martin's Press author and the mom of teenage twin girls. And Kristen, let us know about your amazing past, present, and future.
It's very exciting. I have the film The Lich coming to the Silicon Beach Film Festival in about a month. I'm sorry, I made a whoopsie there. I have the Spirit Room going to the Silicon Beach.
You have so many, you can't keep track of them.
No, I can't. The Silicon Beach Film Festival, the Spirit Room is coming out there. That's its second film festival engagement. It's already won a Best Horror Short Award, another film festival, which is exciting. The Lich is... Yes, and The Lich is in post-production, so maybe I made a psychic prediction there. You never know.
Well, once you say it on our show, it comes true.
It is true, so I have to be careful what I say on your show. And we just finished our last, not last, but latest round of Horror Talk interviews, and we just had the wonderful Tony Moran on the Horror Talk show for Domain of Horror, and he was such a thrill. For those of you who don't know who Tony is, he was the original Michael Myers in Halloween. So I got out of him what he was scared of, and I also got out of him how he got that infamous role. So it's been a very exciting past few weeks for me. And of course, you're going to be live in studio with me next week.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Interviewing Kate White. It's going to be fantastic. And taking photos of us together finally. And, I just want to say your interviews, going back to that, you are just phenomenal on that. It's on the YouTube channel, right?
It's on my personal YouTube channel. And then if you go on Facebook to Domain of Horror, just type it in at Domain of Horror, you can see the interviews with Tony Moran. And we also have all the past Horror Talk episodes. And if you don't feel like watching it, it's also, like our show, available on iTunes. It's called Horror Talk with Kristen West. So if you're a horror fan, check it out. We do some great interviews with some of your favorite scream queens and monster men. It's a fun little show I get to do.
Yeah, no, it is fun, and I can't wait to see more. I want to thank one of our sponsors for tonight's show. Everyone buys printing in some form. The company you can trust for great service is Design and Print Resource. Gloria Strayer, who has an incredible story herself, by the way, she's the founder and owner of Design and Print Resource in Anaheim, California, and has been in the print industry for 40 years. Her services also include warehousing and distribution. So give them a call at 714-687-9200 or go to dndpresource.com. Okay, let's bring on Aurea McGarry, cancer and domestic violence survivor, she says. Not survivor, but survivor. I like that. Emmy award-winning TV show host, producer, director, and Emmy judge, and an author and a speaker. She's also the founder of the popular Live Your Legacy Summit event series and AMP, which is Aurea McGarry Productions, a media training and concierge company. Currently one of the hosts of Atlanta Live on WATC TV. What an accomplished woman. Welcome to the show, Aurea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be on with you ladies. I love your show, and I love What Women Want networking. You guys are amazing.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's the way to butter me up.
You bring together the best people. You really do.
Thank you. Well, we do have the best people on tonight, as far as you being on the show, and Donna as well. And thank you also for being a member on our speakers board of What Women Want Networking. That was thrilling when you joined us, and I'm excited to see what happens there. And you too as well. My gosh, I see you everywhere. You Live Your Legacy Summit, and you're on TV, and you're just doing everything. And it's so wonderful to see that. And when I first met you, I didn't really know the story behind the Aurea McGarry, basically. And you don't really know people's stories when you first meet them, really, ever, right? You don't know what's behind that smile and behind the success. So I'd love to start a little bit with your background, what you've been through. You've just done so much. What is behind that sparkling Aurea smile? Where does the story of thriving begin?
Oh, well, I was born at a very young age, and it went on from there. It's been crazy in a whirlwind, and I always, tell people, we all have stories, but it's whether we become, bitter or better, or whether we utilize the road that we go on to help, catapult our dreams and our legacies and help other people. And, I was born in New York City from a multimillionaire Greek tycoon and a fashion model mother who was in Cosmopolitan and did Shell shampoo commercials and Chef Boyardee. So I was born with everything. And it came to a crashing halt at 15 when my dad was murdered by the mafia.
Oh, my gosh.
So welcome to my world. I learned how to be a thriver very young.
That wasn't in your bio online.
Yeah, no. You never know where you're going to see that pop up, right?
Right.
So much to tell. But that's when I really learned, how to be a thriver and how to go from having everything to having nothing and still, making this life, works for you. And the reason I do so much is because I really do want to empower people. I really want to be an inspiration. And I want to let women especially and kids and teenagers know that no matter what cards you're dealt, you have exactly what you need to be the best you can be, no matter what. And the bad times can be hiccups, but they also can be stepping stones. Went from that, tragedy to I was on soap operas. I did The Edge of Night. I was in theater. I danced in the Broadway jazz companies that, Jennifer Lopez was at, Phil Black and Luigi's dance studios. And so I just loved showbiz and theater and all of that. I had no idea that I was going to end up utilizing my skills and my training for a completely different reason, years later. So I went on to, marry a man who was domestic violence and was abused and, physically, emotionally, and I was escaped from that. Went on to marry my Prince Charming and experienced cancer. My mother had it, my brother had it, and then I had it, which is, I'm really fast forwarding, so I know I have a few minutes, but this is the catalyst. This is the aha moment. When I was diagnosed with cancer myself, and they woke me up from surgery and told me they had to remove half of both my lungs, my thymus gland, the lining around my heart, they disconnected half my diaphragm, and they removed the left thoracic nerve to my vocal cord and told me right then, plain as day, you will never speak again above a faint whisper. It would be impossible. But impossible to God means I'm possible. And I just prayed at that moment with tubes coming out of my throat and my stomach, said, okay, Lord, you're going to show me how to live my life. And at that point, I was a speaker, I was a teacher, I was driving pink Cadillacs. Everything I do had to do with me being on stage, speaking and teaching. And I said, you're either going to teach me how to live my life without a voice, and it's okay, people have it worse, or you're going to give me back my voice, and you don't need my vocal cord to do that. So let's move on. I just always have that idea that there's always somebody that has it worse. I never say, why me? I always say, why not me? And we can turn this around to good. We can do this. And I'd rather it happen to me than a child. So fast forward again, I couldn't speak for over 2 years, and then very faintly, and it sounded like a chicken, but I went on to write a book, do my own TV show, sounding not great, but wanting to use my voice for good now, using my TV experience to tell good stories about good people, because there was enough bad news. And it all kind of happened in one big fell swoop from everything I went through. Is a little bit more at a time, God kept opening these doors, and went on to win an Emmy, which is my little girl dream, but not as a cute 25-year-old size 2 soap opera star, what I thought I'd be on Johnny Carson's couch someday. A 48-year-old woman, been bald twice, overweight, barely could talk, sounded terrible, and I want to give women especially hope that you are everything you need to be to win your greatest award and to do whatever it is you're called to do, and stop thinking about all the reasons why you shouldn't go out there and do it, because you can do it. And I just stay busy because I want people to know you can do it too, because I am nobody special. What God did for me, He can do for everyone listening to this show, in whatever their industry is, whatever their field of dreams is. It can come true in one way or another. It may not look the way you want it to look when you were a little girl or boy, but it still can come to pass in a very special way.
Aurea,
go ahead.
There's my life.
Aurea, I'm interested because losing your voice is there's layers to this. I think that's something that all 4 of us tonight have in common in a way, is that we are all professional communicators on some level. And I know when I've lost my voice just over talking, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
When you lost your voice, was it like a spiritual event for you? What was the most surprising thing about it for you?
Oh my gosh, it was so hard at that moment, because I've always loved to talk, and I used to be a singer, did musical comedies, just always entertaining, always teaching. I was a professional white-faced clown, a preschool teacher. I was in sales, and when I couldn't talk, it was so frustrating at times when I'd have to use the cell phone to call my husband, who was just in the same room but on the other side of the room and couldn't see me. It's scary. I fell down in the backyard, and it was like a bad dream. I couldn't scream for help.
Oh, no.
It really was scary, and I just kept having faith that, okay, this is either going to get better or I'm going to learn this is going to be my life. I couldn't make a phone call. People would hang up on me thinking I was an obscene phone call. At that moment, I could not see the future, doing a TV show or being a speaker. That was not part of my vision at all that moment. My vision was just to be able to talk to the person in the room with me.
And that's such a good lesson right there that you're saying that you couldn't see the future at that moment. You had no clue that you were going to win an Emmy. If someone probably told you that, you would have told them there's no way. I mean, right. Right. You probably would have said, yeah, right, because you're so positive in that way. But yeah, I can't. And that's just such a paramount thought for all of us to realize, and something that I've, taken years to realize now, that just because I'm running up the steps in the dark, it doesn't mean that the steps are going to end and I'm going to fall over the other side, right? So it's just so tough to get to that, though. So going back to when you did wake up from that surgery, and when they were talking about, we're not really sure if you're ever going to speak again, and if you are, it's going to be just over a whisper. Was there a moment where you thought, I can't believe this? Did you go into that place of darkness where you just didn't know what to think, didn't know what to do at first? What happened there?
Well, it's funny. Because I was such a strong woman of faith at that moment, I never thought, why me? I never blamed God. I never blamed anyone.
Did you think, I'm going to prove you wrong? Yeah, right. Come on.
I thought God would prove them wrong. So I said, okay, you took all this out. Okay, good for you. But I knew God was in control, and He's my pilot. And I just knew, okay, it's going to be okay. I don't know what okay is going to look like yet. I don't know what happiness is going to sound like again. But I will be happy because I choose to be happy every day. I choose that everything is going to work out. I choose to, okay, these are my cards. I can be happy today and enjoy my family and being alive. At that moment, I must say, knowing that He said my cancer was curable, I was going to be okay, but here's the bad news. So my life was just going to look and sound different, but I was going to be alive to see my daughter grow up, be with my husband. So I appreciate life so much that was just wonderful to me. That, okay, if I can't talk, I'm not going to think so much on that right now. I'm going to think, okay, it's cancer, but it's curable. I'm going to live. Thank you, God. Living is different. There's people that live as paraplegics. There's people that live, with tracheotomies. There's people that live with all sorts of different, I don't want to say handicaps, but different, struggles. It's okay. It's still life worth living.
Now, did you really have to invest in that idea and really believe that there was some kind of miracle? Of course, with a lot of hard work, I'm sure, coming your way. Did you really have to believe in it for that transformation to the person you are today to happen?
No, it's funny because I didn't dwell on it. It was like kind of went forward. I had to go through chemo, and that almost killed me. But I just had that positive attitude. I know, okay, I kind of let God do what He's going to do, and I have faith that this is going to be a good outcome, whatever it is. Whether I sound like a chicken or whisper, it's going to be okay. But I didn't worry about it, and I didn't ever think negative, and I didn't ponder on how is this going to happen. I don't analyze things. That's just not my nature. My nature is just to be positive. And okay, God's got this in control. I don't have to worry about it because I cast my cares on Him. So it was His now. And however that was going to look a year from now or 10 years from now is okay. I really was so thankful to be alive that it didn't matter to me at that moment that I could barely talk. It's like, okay. And I did have a positive attitude, like, okay, this could get better. Now, and it's in my medical chart that it's a miracle. So I'm happy with that.
It is in your medical chart that it's a miracle. Well, that's amazing. How heartwarming that is. Now let's talk about more heartwarming stuff while we're at it. You are the founder and host of Live Your Legacy Summit. It's a national event series, and you help audiences create their personalized action plans to achieve their most powerful legacy. What age do we need to start thinking about our legacy? Sometimes that's kind of relegated to being past midlife. What age do we really need to start thinking about it?
Well,
She's laughing at you, Kristen.
I know.
I know. That's such a great question, because normally I would have thought, okay, usually you start thinking about, what you're going to leave behind when you're maybe 35, 40 and over. But when I first started this summit, my youngest daughter, my little one, was 6 years old when she came she was 5 when she came to the first one. And by the time the next year came, she goes to me and my husband, she says, I want to help live my legacy. I want to help the nonprofits. Can I do something? And she started at 6 years old her own business called My Charity Rocks, and she painted rocks from our yard to raise money at my summit as a full-fledged vendor with her own booth, and gave that money to our honorees and our nonprofits, and has been living her legacy ever since, and she's going on 13. So I say, as there are really, really young people that get it early, and then other people don't figure that out until they're 80 years old. As long as you figure it out while you're here on this earth, it's never too late and it's never too early.
And Aurea, tell us about the summit. What goes on there?
Oh, the summit is amazing. It all came from, me going through this cancer and wanting to be a voice for good and help people, because I believe in you want to earn more, live more, so you can give more. And it's an empowering 2 days. It used to be 1 day. Now it's 2, where I bring speakers on the stage to teach entrepreneurs and business owners how to be better at their job, whether I have speakers talking about how to start a business, how to do finances, time management, how to open one, how to expand one, and that helps them build their business. And then at the end of the second day, I honor nonprofits that are living their legacy. There's been people that are in business or the vendors that have given back $10,000 or sponsored one of the nonprofits, because I want to show them that there's people in this world making this world a better place, and introduce them. So I'm a matchmaker, bringing businesses and nonprofits together for good. And you'll leave there empowered, inspired. One of the moms from the Newtown, Connecticut shooting came as one of my legacy honorees, whose 6-year-old son was killed that day at that first grade, and he was a hero at 6th grade. Talk about a legacy at a young age. His first grade teacher was killed. He told his classmates to run. Then the gunman shot and killed him. But the mother did not crawl in a hole and become an alcoholic, depressed, thinking the world is a horrible place. In his memory, living his legacy, she started a nonprofit called Jesse Lewis Love Foundation, because she still believed after that horrible incident there was more good people, more love in this world than bad. Those type of people are my heroes. Those are the type of people on my stage that I bring to give the platform and give a voice to, so more people know who they are.
Now, you've made this into a TV series as well. It's an Emmy-winning TV show, Live Your Legacy TV series. What was it like?
It was actually the other way around.
Oh, really?
A TV show that turned into the live event, yes.
Oh, I see. So what was it like?
Because my TV show was Live Your Legacy TV, telling good stories of nonprofits from the zoo that was rescuing animals to cancer, children with cancer, to Habitat for Humanity. And it was hard to get sponsors for TV. And I met Tori Johnson, and she said, why don't you turn this into an actual live event? Sponsors love to be a part of live events more. And she was right, and I'm going on my 13th one.
Well, congratulations on that, Aurea.
Thank you.
After all you've been through, being a thriver, having dealt with the domestic violence issues, literally having one of the most important things taken away from you, your voice, and then regaining it, how did it feel to hold that Emmy in your hand?
I'm glad you asked that, because that was the night of all nights for me, because it wasn't just for me. It was for all people that were waiting for their miracle, or especially women that were thinking they were too old or it was too late for them. That Emmy is really a community Emmy. And my mom died young at 59 from cancer, and she was not with me that night. And she knew my dreams and always was my biggest cheerleader, always told me that I could do anything I wanted to do. And my friend looked over to me at that table at the Emmy Awards and mouthed to me, because the cheering was so loud, and she mouthed to me, your mother would be proud. And I went up on that stage and achieved a dream come true, with every obstacle in front of me that should have made it not ever come true, with the memory of my mom. And I told every person in that room, if this can happen to me, it can happen to you. Don't ever stop believing.
Well, from the moment I met you, this is Judy again, I sensed that, and you started talking about it right away, and my jaw just kind of dropped, and I thought, well, she's right. If she can do that, then, I can do this, or, thinking about what's possible. And you're just so inspiring in that way. And I really admire you for that. And keep on keeping on, because you are really changing the world in a big way. And it's just such a pleasure to have you on the show talking about it and being so candid about everything, absolutely, everything you're going through. Well, we love you right back.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us how we can get a ticket to the summit, or sponsor, or how to get a hold of you.
Oh, yes. Well, my summit is in September 23rd and 24th here in the Atlanta area. And it's September 23rd and 24th, liveyourlegacysummit.com. And tickets will be going on sale next month in April. And they can find me in all social media platforms under Aurea McGarry. And my website for my media is we're redoing my website for AureaMcGarry.com. So come back to that one in the next couple of weeks. But I'm Aurea McGarry on all social media platforms.
Aurea, so that's Aurea. I just want to let everybody know for listening. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. And congratulations on everything you're doing. Absolutely.
Congratulations to you ladies, too. Excellent, excellent work. I am a big fan.
Thank you so much, Aurea.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
You too, hon. We have another supporter of our show tonight, and it's Dr. Howard Sobel from New York City. As time evolves, so does your skin. Caring for it is an evolving art that requires skillful science, an eye for detail, and a masterful touch. At Sobel Skin, Dr. Howard Sobel combines the latest advances with decades of experience to provide cosmetic, dermatological solutions for wrinkles, skin pigmentation, thinning hair, non-surgical fat reduction, tattoo removal, and skin tightening. Visit SobelSkin.com or call 212-288-0060 for more info. And I want to thank him for being a sponsor. Kristen, why don't you bring on another legacy maker, Donna Russo?
Donna is a legacy maker, and I'm so glad to have her on. Donna began dancing at age 10. She was born with Turner syndrome and now has adult onset FSH muscular dystrophy, which is a condition that robs your muscles of movement slowly. She did not let her condition stop her from dancing, though. She graduated from Mercyhurst University with a BA in dance, and she found a place in the dance world performing as elves, aliens, dolls, and monsters in television, film, and music videos. And now she is an ambassador for the Abilities Expo. With 20 years of acting experience, Donna is the inspiration, the star, and the guiding force behind Donna On The Go, her new web series, now in its second season. Welcome to the show, Donna.
Hi, how are you? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here, Donna. And thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'm so fascinated by your story. You've always loved to dance. What age were you when you decided you wanted to be a dancer for the rest of your life?
Well, I started classes at the age of 10, but I remember watching ballet on the television and posing in the living room, trying to do the moves at maybe about 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And when you were first starting out in dance, at what point were you told, or were you informed, or did you realize that you had a condition that might make pursuing that career difficult?
Well, I had a short stature. I'm about 4'5". So when people look at me for a dance company or for a ballet company, I don't look the average height, or I don't look as tall as the others. So they would look at me, and I think they were like, where are we going to put her? You know, she's not a chorus, she's not as tall as the others. So I think that short stature was kind of the first obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that there was any muscle problems until later. I couldn't whistle when I was really little. I was in a Christmas play, and I kept practicing, but I just could not make the whistle sound. And I remember trying to practice with my dad, and I just was like, I can't do it. I can't whistle. but I didn't know that it had anything to do with FSH, muscular dystrophy, or that was any kind of a problem. So I went about my business and just, continued dancing all through high school, all through grade school, high school, and college. And was a dance major at Mercyhurst College. Now Mercyhurst University, because they extended their campus. So.
Well, they have every reason to be proud to have you as an alumna of that university with all that you've achieved. You have 20 years of acting experience, and what's been your favorite acting or dance job that you've had to do of all the stuff that you've had to do? Is there one that's a favorite for you over the years?
Well, I have to say, what I'm doing now, Donna On The Go, is really fun for me right now. I just love all the acting that I'm doing there. I love working with Peggy Lane O'Rourke, the director and producer and creator of the show. And I'll tell you also, I have fond memories of Alvin and the Chipmunks in Magic Camera, where I played the star Alvin. That was a lot of fun for me. That was a touring show. And I love being in a modern dance company called Corinthians Ensemble when I got out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I really learned a lot. I learned how to trust. In the modern dance company, we would balance on each other's hips. I would have to, let go and just give my trust to another dancer. And I really loved that too. So
Donna,
there's a lot of them that I really enjoyed.
I'm sure all of our listeners are listening to every single show, but in case they missed last week, we were talking about Donna On The Go. I would like you to explain to them what the premise is of the show and how you guys, work together and film it.
Well, Donna On The Go is a lighthearted view of challenges that people with disabilities go through, my challenges, and everybody with disabilities have different challenges, and their stories are incredible. And this is a view of it's not only a lighthearted view, but it gets into also that it's difficult. It's not a joke. It's very difficult as well. But we don't want to, as in life, you do the good things and you do the things that are not so good. So I'm having a lot of fun with Peggy Lane O'Rourke on this, and it started that we were going to Target, and we just started to film the funny things that happened there with the scooter and me bumping into things because I can't, the scooter doesn't go because I don't sit far enough back, or it doesn't acknowledge my weight. And so I would bump into things and I can't reach the shelves. And she got out her iPhone and we started filming. And what we came home with, she played it and we were both hysterical laughing. And it's just like, she said, this has got to be a show.
And look at it.
And thus it began.
It is, and now it's in its second season. Now,
And an Emmy submission.
correct. And I have to ask you, because Peggy is your roommate, did you have any reservations about making this into a full-blown series? Because it's a very intimate look at your life.
Well, yeah, you feel vulnerable. You feel like you're putting yourself out there. The world now knows everything. And it makes you nervous. But I think that it will hit people to be aware of people that have difficulties around them, with getting up a ramp or opening the door for somebody, or just...
it makes them think twice.
Yeah, it makes them look and go, hey, wow, okay, she needs some help with the door,
Right.
So we're hoping to bring that awareness around. And I think that if people get a little insight into other people's life, they understand. And so, yeah, I'm very vulnerable, and it's it is difficult to put yourself out there.
Every
day I go, oh my gosh,
Now,
but it's good. It's a good thing.
I want to know, because there has been a lot of critical acclaim for Donna on the Go. And Terry Jones, who's a TV critic, said that Donna on the Go captures a tone that is delicate, honest but not brutal, sweet but not saccharine, and most of all, hopeful. Donna, what are you personally hopeful for when it comes to this show? What do you want most for this show?
Most of this show, I want the awareness to be brought out. I want people to understand, about FSH and Turner, and you can look them up online. It's too difficult to go through on a radio show, but there's a lot to learn about different learning difficulties that people go through. And I'm hopeful that people become aware. I'm also hopeful that we get an Emmy from this, because Peggy Lane O'Rourke is working so hard on this. I mean, a lot of waking and sleeping hours are devoted on this show, and she's been wanting an Emmy since she was a little girl, and I hope that she gets this Emmy, because it's wonderful work that she's doing, wonderful editing, wonderful directing. The concept is a good concept.
It's very different.
And, yeah.
It's very different. It's not what you would expect to see for this kind of narrative. And I think that's kind of what Terry Jones, the TV critic, was speaking to, is that the tone is different and relatable. So Donna, on a lighter note, what's Peggy like as a roommate?
Be careful. I think
nice.
she's listening.
Exactly.
She's wonderful. She's really wonderful. She's very creative. She's smart. She's talented. Her camera work is very creative, flowing, and it's been really good. I was looking for a roommate because
Donna, are you there?
I think we lost her.
Uh-oh. Donna, did we lose you? Uh-oh. I shall dial you back, Donna. It's such a great show. Judy, I'm going to go ahead and dial her back. I think we lost her, and I'll pull her right back. But it is such a great show. And that camera angle that Donna was speaking about, the camera work, it is superb camera work.
You know what? I was just thinking that to not try to make it look necessarily like a reality show, not that reality shows are bad, I don't love them, but she does it in a different way, a very, very real, creative type of way, from a very different perspective. So it's incredibly artistic, the way she shows the life of Donna every day.
And I was shocked it was an iPhone, personally.
Right.
That was the smooth. I mean, now I haven't seen Tangerine, which went to Sundance and was shot on an iPhone. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry, folks. But, I was shocked. But it's also a testament to the power of the female gaze, in that, you can have a compassionate look at a person. I think women are uniquely equipped as storytellers to do that, is to tell stories like Donna's in a compassion.
Hello?
Hi, Donna. We're so happy to have you back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know what happened.
It's our fault.
Mercury in retrograde.
It's our fault. So we were talking, Donna, while we were trying to pull you back through the ethers. We were talking about tone, and we were talking about how that shot and target that you were so beautifully describing. Now, do you have a favorite episode, one that people that are listening now must watch? Is there a must-watch episode of the series?
First, tell them how to get there so they can
exactly
go after the show to your web series.
Well, there's two that are on YouTube. that are really wonderful. I love both of them. It's Donna On The Go, Stairs, YouTube.
Okay.
You can go right on that. And then there's another one, Donna On The Go, Garage, YouTube. And Garage is the newest one.
Oh, I got to see that one.
I've seen Garage, and that's, every time I see someone parked in a spot that they should not be, that's designated for people for disabilities, and they're parked there, and it makes me cringe when they're not supposed to be there, and that's an amazing way to take on that issue, and people feel entitled. Oh, I'm just going in for a minute. Nobody will show up in 5 minutes or 2 minutes. 5 minutes becomes 15, 15 becomes 20, 20 becomes 60. People really feel like they're almost entitled to be in a space if they can convince themselves that they can collapse time somehow. It's just really ridiculous. Now, you're going into your second season. Are you excited about this second season?
Yes, Garage is the first episode for the second season, and can I mention that I'm very happy with with everyone we worked on with Garage. We worked with Kim Estes and Danny Arroyo, who are two wonderful actors, and Craig Hutchison, who is a director from New Zealand. And wonderful, wonderful people to work with.
Oh, fantastic.
That's a great cast.
Donna, what does a typical day look like for you when you're filming this? You must be filming almost 7 days a week, or no?
No, not 7 days a week, but we do talk about that much.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do you, as you're going through your day, you know what's going to be filmed and not, or obviously you don't want to make it look like it's a predetermined show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, I guess, select the content for it?
It comes from, I guess, the things I do in my life, like the one we submitted for an Emmy performance that has choreography created by Tam Warner, and that was in season 1. And we were doing a dance for Abilities Expo, and we wanted to
dance video?
Film that. Yes, we wanted to film that.
Incredibly beautiful.
It
really
was
just so touching. I loved that.
Yeah, Tam Warner is very much an artist. In her work, and I love working with her and the other dancers on that. And Scott Hislop is wonderful. He looked after my back, I'm telling you. He was great.
I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah.
It was mesmerizing to watch. So give us a sneak peek into season 2. What issue or situation are you most eager to take on in the upcoming episodes?
I don't want to tell you all about them. But
spoiler alert.
Give us a clue. Just a little clue, Donna.
There will be some more dancing.
Of course.
There will be some more dancing because I'm a dancer. And there is a dog that's going to be introduced.
A blog?
As well. Mm-hmm. Interesting enough. And because a dog that we have here, one of Peggy's dogs, Peggy's dog, has adopted me.
Was that the one in the background?
Yeah, he's adopted me. And he kind of follows me everywhere and makes sure that I am okay. And I will, let's see. So he's going to be introduced. And of course, there's going to be, laughter and tears and vulnerability again, and then more joy. So it's going to be interesting, and I think everyone will like it, and I want them to watch.
Now, let's get to that. We can find it on, there's DonnaOnTheGo.com, right?
Right, DonnaOnTheGo.com. That's the website.
Mm-hmm. And then you can also look at it on YouTube, correct?
Right.
And
Donna On The Go Stairs.
Okay.
YouTube. And Donna On The Go Garage. YouTube.
Perfect. And how I know that you do so. We didn't even get into the Abilities Expo quite yet, and all of that. How do we find more about you personally, and your story, and your resume, and all of those wonderful things about you? How do we find you online?
It's on DonnaOnTheGo.com. There's it says Donna Russo and Peggy Lane, and you'll read about. You'll see my resume on there.
Awesome. And now, going and the Abilities Expo, you're an ambassador. When does the Abilities Expo happen? Is it in LA or is it in another city?
And what goes on there?
They're in all different cities. They're going to have one in February in 2018, or that would be 2019. Yeah.
What goes on there? What do you do for them?
Oh my goodness! They have all kinds of technology, the newest technology. Workshops, entertainment for people with disabilities, and all the latest things to help with people, the help that people need that have disabilities.
So, folks, look that up, because you may not necessarily need it, but you may have a relative or a friend that could benefit from going to the Abilities Expo, and you might have the opportunity to meet Donna as well. And how cool would that be?
It's fun. It's abilitiesexpo.com.
Perfect. Well,
and the people there are just wonderful. Lou Schromer and David Korse, and I want to say hi to Kevaline, and everyone there is just beautiful. Sarah is just wonderful. It's a wonderful organization.
Well, Donna, they are so lucky to have you, and thank you so much for spending your time and sharing all that you're up to, and we're so excited to see the progress of Donna On The Go on its way for an Emmy. And thank you so much for joining us. And folks, next week we're going to get ready, and this is going to be a special episode next week, folks, because Judy's going to be live with me in Los Angeles with Gutsy Girl. Kate White is coming on the show. She was the editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan for 15 years. And now she is a New York Times best-selling author. She's coming out with her newest release the day of our show next week. You don't want to miss this episode. You never want to miss any episode, by the way. But next episode, first episode of April, ladies and gentlemen, the Gutsy Girl Handbook is coming out, and we're the first to know about it. It is your manifesto for success. Now, folks, in the meantime, do subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to Donna Russo's YouTube, too, now that you know all about it. Don't miss one show. Go to whatwomenwantradio.com for more information. And we're going to see you next week. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Bye.
You're listening to What Women Want with Judy Goss and Kristen West, only on LA Talk Radio.